Hello, testing microphone, 1, 2, 3. Alright, welcome back to another video. I hope you're having a great day, and yeah, it is a beautiful day to code. So I'm just gonna go straight away to it, alright? Because today we're gonna be building a simple AI chatbot, and for the front end, what is going to be the technology stack? Let me make it crystal clear. We're going to be using React for the front end and FastAPI for the back end. Also, we're going to be trying to integrate the ChatGPT API key in it, right? Hopefully we can accomplish that, and it's not going to be that hard. It's going to be simple. Because, yeah, we need the brain, right? We need the brain, and ChatGPT is going to be the brain. We're just going to build the interface and, I don't know, some back-end stuff, I guess. Yeah, and yeah, that's probably it. So an AI chatbot. We're building an AI chatbot today. AI chatbot. So let's hit enter. All right, do your magic, ChatGPT. Let's break this down into a simple, straightforward plan to get a basic AI chatbot up and running using React for the front end and FastAPI for the back end with ChatGPT integration. Overview. All right, let's go through the overview. We should definitely do that. Hold on, let me check some other stuff. Hello, testing microphone 1, 2, 3. All right, good to go. What else? Anything that I might see during my recording? All right, I guess we're okay. All right, so simple user interface using React, where you can type and get responses from ChatGPT. Backend FastAPI. Handle requests from React and send them to OpenAI's API. That's interesting. And make the project GitHub ready and ensure no sensitive data like API keys is uploaded. Setting up the project. 5 minutes. Alright. First, we need to install some stuff, right? We need to install probably some stuff. What we're going to do is first I need to install alright, hold on. Alright, before I run all these commands, tell me the stuff or packages, well, to be specific in coding language, or packages that I need to install. Well, this is going to be an interesting video, hopefully. Here are the packages you'll need to install for both the front-end React and back-end FastAPI parts. This is already handled by this npx create React app. Axios for making HTTP requests to your FastAPI backend. Alright, yeah. Also, let's create a virtual environment. Also, can it be deleted later if I want to upload the project to GitHub? Yes, you should definitely use a virtual environment for your backend to isolate dependencies and ensure your project is easy to manage. You can delete the virtual environment later when uploading to GitHub, as it's only needed for development, not for deployment. I can actually delete the virtual environment later when uploading to GitHub. It's only needed for development and not for deployment. Alright, lovely. Chatbot backend directory. Let's do this. Hold it. Let's go step by step. What do I do? First, I haven't run any command. There we go. Come on. Create first create the backend folder. Alright, let's do that. Now, don't hang up. Please don't hang up today. Please don't hang up. I really need you to not hang up. This is important. This is important. Please don't hang up. Create a backend folder. First, create a folder for the backend. Right. Let's do that. So let's name it AI underscore chatbot. Yep. AI chatbot. Yeah. Alright, much better. You know what? This actually looks better. AI chatbot. Yeah, that's better. Alright, so open our VS Code. Did I select the folder? I did not select the folder. It seems I have not selected the folder. But, no problemo. Yes, I did not select the folder, and open up the entire directory. I just need the AI chatbot, so I'm just going to open it up. There we go. Chatbot backend. Alright, there we go. So we're gonna look like we're like some pro programmers, we're some pro coders, and we're gonna use these commands. Yeah, fancy commands, mkdir, and then we're gonna cd into it. Yes. Yes. Incredible terminal. Please load and show us your wise terminal commands so how we can run those commands, please. Yes. There we go. Oh, beautiful terminal. Please bless us with your commands and please don't hang up. We're doing an important project today. Yes, terminal. mkdir chatbot backend. Let's do that. mkdir chatbot backend. What? Oh wow! Look at what I did. I added a dash. Why would I do that? But yeah, I did that. If that's okay. All right, folder done. What is next? Should probably use my mouse to switch because this is like really lagging. I don't know why it's lagging. It shouldn't lag, but yeah, it is lagging. Probably stores. And then we have to cd into the folder. Let's do that. The name of the folder is chatbot backend. There we go. And we need to make ChatGPT aware that we've done all this. All right, done. Done creating the folders. Also, my main folder is this, and inside it I created the two folders you told me to. Oh, come on. Alright, there we go. Create a virtual environment. Oh, it's just a backend folder. Alright. There we go. And now it is time to create the virtual environment. Python -m envve. Also, yeah. Let's do it. Please, terminal, don't give up. I believe in you, terminal. I know you can do this. I believe in you, terminal. I know that you can create a virtual environment. And yeah, I'm not going to give up on you, terminal. I'm not going to give up. Because I believe in you, terminal. I believe in you, terminal, that you can do this. You can create the virtual environment. You have the necessary knowledge to create the virtual environment that I need right now. Come on. Come on, please, terminal. Please, don't give up. Don't give up, terminal. Keep going, terminal. I know you can do this. You're not going to hang up on me. I know you can do this. Everybody watching the video, I want you to tell the terminal, yes. Is it done? But I don't see the, oh. So I created the terminal at the wrong place? No. So we cd'd inside the chatbot backend folder. Why would I create the virtual environment inside the backend folder? I don't get it. So it's inside. All right. So it's inside. So we're working in the backend folder. There's no other folder, I guess. Probably only one folder. Yeah, we're just working in that folder. Okay, so that's it. That's it. That's it. That is it. That is it. Okay, so it worked. Our positive stuff worked on the terminal. The terminal gave us the virtual environment, and we're going to activate it. Yeah, it's really simple. So let me just give you the concept. So inside the scripts, you have this activate.ps1 file, right? And the name for a virtual environment is venv. So if we just type the folder name, because the file that we need to activate is the activate dot. And PS1, this is for PowerShell, because you know that Visual Studio Code, the default terminal, this is PowerShell, right? So we're giving it a PowerShell command, and that's to activate the virtual environment. If this was a command prompt, our command would be much different. So you can see the green characters, it's activated. So lovely. We're done with activating the virtual environment. Now we should move on to the next thing. I should probably not type this because it is just one folder. So that's good. You should now see venv at the start of your command prompt. It's not command prompt, it's our PowerShell. Come on, ChatGPT. We're using PowerShell. We're using PowerShell. Anyway, let's go on. Indicating that virtual environment is active, yes. Backend dependencies. What do we need? With the virtual environment activated, install the necessary dependencies for FastAPI, Unicorn, OpenAI, and Python.env. Alright. Before I do that, let's go through the stuff that all these things are going to do. FastAPI is the framework for building the back end. You get that, everybody. Unicorn, what is Unicorn? The ASGI server for running FastAPI. And what is OpenAI? To interact with the OpenAI API, ChatGPT. What is Python.env? For loading environment variables securely like your API key. Yeah, we're going to do that. Setup, Git, and .gitignore for backend. Alright, let's do these. What are the packages? What is the stuff that we need? So what is the command? It is pip install. Let's do that pip install. We need FastAPI, Unicorn, and OpenAI. So this is going to install everything at once. And finally we need Python.env. It's for loading environment variable securely. Yeah. Let's do it. Enter. And now we have to give it some motivational stuff. So let's open up Gemini. Yeah. Okay, Gemini, so we have an important task for you. We have to motivate our terminal to work and believe in itself, that the terminal. Gemini, today I have an important task for you. Yeah, forgive me for my typing, alright? Gemini and ChatGPT can interpret my out of the universe typing, yeah, for you. We need to motivate our VS Code terminal to keep going and believe it can run commands even though everything hangs up and I need to restart. LOL. You get the idea. Only positive stuff. And what else? No negative stuff, I guess. Yeah, and friendly, I guess. Friendly words. Yeah. Come on, Gemini. We have an important task. Since we're, yeah. Hey there, you absolute powerhouse. I know things feel a little crowded in the buffer right now. What? In the buffer! And maybe your cursor is blinking a bit slower. Alright, everybody. Okay, this is too good. This is classic comedy. I don't know why I didn't do this before. But I want you to know you've got this. You are a gateway to creation. Every Git commit and npm start you've handled has been a step forward. Something great. You are resilient. Yes, I love the energy. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. A little hang up is just a chance to take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Even if we have to restart, think of it as a refreshing spa day for your memory. You are efficient. Yes. Do you hear that? Oh my gosh. It still hasn't installed everything. It's still taking a lot of time, so we need to motivate. Come on, let's keep going. You're efficient. You turn simple keystrokes into digital magic. You're appreciated. Without you, I'm just a person staring at a screen. With you, I'm a developer. Alright, you can do it, mantra. Metaphorically, of course, my syntax is perfect. My paths are clear and I'm ready to execute with excellence. Give it a gentle kill. Don't think of it as ending a task. Think of it as releasing the processes into the wild so they can be free. I don't know, right? This is too comedic. This is too comedy. This is classic comedy. I don't know, maybe I should become a stand-up comedian. When you reopen, it's a brand new horizon. No baggage, just a clean prompt and infinite possibilities. How's the rest of the setup holding up? If your extensions or the editor itself are feeling grumpy too, we can write them a supportive poem next. Continue, please. This is actually really good. This is golden stuff. Continue, please. I love it. I'm so glad. Yeah. Volume 2 of the motivation series, dedicated to the rest of your coding environment, to the code base and beyond. To my dear, prettier, and lint, thank you for looking out for me. You make me look organized even when my thoughts are messy. And to the theme, you look stunning today. Those hex codes, phenomenal. Keep shining those neon hues. Yeah. To the node modules folder. I know you're heavy. I know you're carrying the weight of the 1,000 dependencies. 1,000 dependencies. But you're the foundation. You're deep. You're vast. And hold on. So there's something wrong with my throat. I think I've got a flu. I got a small flu, I think. So probably in a day I'm gonna be okay, and my voice is gonna be okay again. Yeah, I've got a bit of a flu. No problem though. No problem. It's gonna be okay. You're deep. You're vast, and you're the silent hero behind every successful build. Take your time. We're in this together. You know, that's actually very motivational. Look at that. It worked. The motivation and everything, it did work. It worked. So we need this. We're going to come back to this. Set up git and .git ignore for backend. Alright. Git init. This is going to initialize git in chatbot backend folder. Do we have git installed? We do not. I don't have git installed, so we can manually create the stuff needed. Simple. Did we miss some things? Yeah, we did miss some things here. Alright, this is too fast. Hold on, please. Please not so fast. There we go. We can skip the git setup. Create a backend folder. This is done. Virtual environment is done. Backend dependencies done. Create a main API file. Alright. Alright, listen. In the code stuff, right, you're gonna teach me and hint me to write code instead of just giving it to me, forcing me to think about the why and the And the need of every token, right? It's gonna take some time, but I'm gonna learn really good. That's why we're gonna keep the project short and learning more. Yeah, you get it, right? Need method on every line of code and token. Done. This is done. This is done. The backend folder. So we should read this because this is actually the learning here. This is where we'll store all the backend code and related files. Keeping the backend separate from the front end helps in maintaining clean project structure. Yeah, what do you think we might need to set up here just by creating a folder? Obviously the backend stuff, right? FastAPI is what's probably going to be here. Keeps the dependencies for a project isolated from the global Python environment. A virtual environment ensures that dependencies specific to this project are contained and won't interfere with other projects you might have. We will use Python's built-in venv module to create an isolated environment. What do we do? Inside your Chatbot backend folder, run this. This will create a folder. Okay, we're done with this, right? Done. List. After installation, you can check if they were actually installed by running pip list, pip list. Let's do that. Let us do that. So, yeah, we have FastAPI installed, HTTPX, Colorama, distro, and all those beautiful packages. Yeah, we're gonna use all of these. Unicorn. So let's continue. Done. We'll begin by setting up a simple FastAPI app that can interact with the OpenAI API. FastAPI is a web framework that makes it easy to build APIs quickly. It is asynchronous, which makes it fast and efficient for handling multiple requests. We need to make an API that can take a user's input, send it to OpenAI's API, and return the response. You get it, right? Whatever I type in the chat interface, that is supposed to be sent to the OpenAI API, and the OpenAI API should give me a response. First, create the main.py file, main.py file. Alright. In the Chatbot backend folder, create a new file called main.py. Let's do that. This is it. Alright. This is where we will write the backend logic. Now let's build a structure. I won't give you the code directly, but I'll hint you, yeah, through it. So you can write it yourself. Are ready? Yeah, I'm ready. But first we need to import these libraries. You need to import a few things to make everything work. FastAPI, Pydantic space model, to validate and format the data, OpenAI to interact with the ChatGPT API, OS and .env to load, and use the API key securely. Let me know if you get stuck. Alright. And now this is, we're doing the challenge here. We're doing a guessing game, right? Import FastAPI, import Pydantic, import OpenAI. Probably it's going to be a big mess. Import OS. And then we have import.env. There is a small improvement to make. Pydantic should be imported from Pydantic as base model, not just as a module. It should be imported as a base model. Right now I'm importing it as a module. So look, that is interesting. We learned something important that could be helpful. .env should be loaded using load.env, which is a function that reads the .env file and sets environment variables. Okay. It should be loaded using this, which is a function. Here's the corrected import structure. From FastAPI, we're importing FastAPI. Import FastAPI. And then from Pydantic, import base model. We're not going to import the module directly. We're gonna import something from Pydantic. We're importing the base model. All right. OpenAI is correct. Import OS is correct, and .env import load.env. All right. From .env import load.env. Right. Load_.env. Explanation of the imports. FastAPI is to create the API app. Base model from Pydantic helps us define the structure and validation of the input data. Example, the message from the user. OpenAI is to interact with OpenAI's API for generating chatbot responses. OS is to interact with the environment for securely accessing the API key. To interact with the environment for securely accessing the API key. That's done. Load.env from .env. This loads the environment variables from the .env file. Now let's create an object of the FastAPI application. This is a core object that will handle incoming requests. Create an object of the FastAPI application. Let's do that. So this is the FastAPI application. We need to just create an object, and we're naming it app. Alright, object created. What is next? You can think of app as your main FastAPI application object. It is like setting up the server to retrieve, to receive, and respond to requests, creating the message model. We want to accept user input as part of a request. We want to accept user input. Yes, we do. As part of a request. Accept user input, right? User is gonna type something and we're gonna accept it. Give it to the OpenAI API, and then we're going to get a response. We will use Pydantic's base model to define what the request body will look like. This is how we'll define it. Alright. What we're doing here, we're using Pydantic's base model to define what the request body will look like. Okay, let's create a class. Message. And then base model. Why do I keep pressing the button? Right. Message and base model. Yeah, base model. So what I understand from this is that there's some sort of like message class is going to have the properties of base model, I guess. And we have a variable named message, and its data type is a string. Is that it? Probably shouldn't give it space. Why base model? It allows us to define structured data, and FastAPI automatically handles data validation, ensuring the input is a string. So it's a string, so whatever message user types is going to be a string. If it's not a string, probably it's going to be an error. We're saying that our input will have a field called message that must be a string. We're going to have a field The user is going to type in that field, right? And it's the field is called message, and the input is supposed to be a string, not an integer, not any other data type. Set up OpenAI API key. Now we need to securely load the OpenAI API key from the .env file. We need to load the OpenAI API key from .env file so we don't hard-code it into code. Add this to your code. This is probably not going to be inside the class, right? So load.env, it's a function. Yes, it's a function. OpenAI.API key. AI.API key, there it is. From OpenAI, we're accessing API key, and then we're using OS. We're going to do something with this. Is for file stuff. Get env. We don't have an environment variable file right now. You do know that, right? Oh, but we're going to create that. Don't worry. Open AI underscore API key. There it is. There it is. Why use os.getEnv? I was actually thinking about it. Then I was going to ask ChatGPT what it does. This function allows us to access environment variables securely. Instead of putting our key directly into code, which I was actually thinking about, why don't we just put our environment variable key, or our OpenAI key into the code, right? But that would be really dangerous because if someone tries to do something with it, they could get our OpenAI key, right? And we do not want that to happen. And that is why we're going to put that inside an environment, an env file, so that it's safe and it's not part of the code. And the get-ignore file is actually what I think. It ignores the file, the environment variable file, while uploading the project to GitHub or any other place. So that makes sure that all our keys are secure and they're not bad stuff doesn't happen with them, alright? Instead of putting our key directly in the code, it pulls it from the .env file. Why load.env? It pulls from the .env file, the key. This reads the .env file at the start and loads its contents into environment variables. This is going to load the contents into the environment variables. So we should probably go up and create our env file. We really want to do that. Alright, so .env is supposed to be outside the virtual environment. .env. Here it is. Let's create the .env folder, no, file. .env. You can see the settings symbol. OpenAI API key. Get that? It's really simple. OpenAI API key is equal to your OpenAI API key here. Yeah. So to do that, it's really simple. This is my ChatGPT. I'm gonna name it project key, right? Create secret key. Yeah, I'm gonna delete this key right after I upload the video, so yeah, it's okay, don't worry. Copy it and let's just paste it here. And since I have autosave, autosave is turned on, so I don't need to worry about saving this. Well, that is done. To make it easier to install the exact dependency later or for others, you can freeze them into a requirements.txt file. Pip freeze, and we have this angular bracket and then requirements.txt. Alright, so pip freeze, angular bracket, requirements. No, don't hang up. Please don't hang up. I really needed not to hang up today because it's a chatbot project and it's important. It's interesting, it's fun, and we learn a lot. Requirements.txt. Hold on, let me delete that. Move it to a recycle bin. If I just select this, if I run it again, is it still going to create it in the, let me do that again. I want to see where it will create the requirements.txt file. It's still inside the backend folder, alright. Alright, move on to front end. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. Here's my main file. Before we do that, right, I have a thought that maybe my indentation in my code isn't correct. If any indentation problems, fix them, and if I need to add something to this, do tell me, or replace something. Also, my .env file and main file are in the root folder and not inside the backend folder. Is that alright? Okay, so that is the list of stuff that I was thinking about. Your main file is looking great. There are no indentation issues and the logic is mostly correct. I will clarify a few things and give you some feedback. The .env file should be in the same folder as the main file, or at least where you're running the FastAPI app from. Well, yeah, my main file and env file are in the same location. Since both the env and main file are in the root folder, known as Chatbot backend, it should work fine. But if later you decide to move main into a subfolder like Chatbot backend, you'd need to ensure that the env file is either moved with it or loaded from the correct path. If you were to move main, you get the idea. Wherever the main file lives, the env file should be there as well. Or if it's not if they're not together, I have to load both of them from the correct path. If you were to move main into subfolder later, you could modify the load.env call to specify the path like this. .env. Alright. If main py is in a subfolder, you can modify the load call to specify the path like this. In case it's in a subfolder, probably the dots specify a subfolder. But for now, since both are in the root folder, it should work as intended. Creating the OpenAI API key check. You have a small issue in the way you're handling the API key loading. But I don't even have that. Alright. Everything else looks good. You have the essential parts. No indentation errors. Well, that's cool. So what I understand from that, when this function, this code runs, this is going to run first, right? And then after that, we're going to run this. And it's going to load all this stuff. And this is going to run. And this is only going to run what I understand from this, that it's only going to run when the user types something, right? And that something has to be a message, a string. It's going to be loaded into the OpenAI API key, into the OpenAI API. It's going to read that and we're going to get a response. Message model to receive user input, load.env to load the environment variables, FastAPI app that listens for post requests at chat. Final main py with fixes. Yes, that is correct. Alright, so what we didn't do is we didn't create the chat endpoint. We need to do this. We want to create an endpoint where users can send their messages. Yeah, and get responses from ChatGPT. You'll define a post, an endpoint where users can send their messages and get responses from ChatGPT. You will define a post route like this. A post route. Alright, let's do that. First, we have a decorator because of the @ symbol, and then app.post. Chat. Alright, let's do that. App.post, right? Alright. Chat. Let's see what it does. This tells FastAPI to listen for post requests at the chat endpoint. So probably this is like a browser thing, right? A browser thing. If I type the IP and then the port number and then a /chat, it's gonna whatever stuff the user types there. That's gonna be the endpoint. It's gonna receive the message and give the user a response. And then we have asynchronous. Define chat. Asynchronous. All right. Define chat. What do we have? This is a type annotation probably. This looks like type annotation. It's a function because of the def keyword. This is a function. We have a def keyword and let's see what it does. This means the endpoint expects a JSON body that matches the message model. That is, it will have a message field. Hold on. Let me process this. It means the endpoint expects a JSON body that matches the message model. So our message model this is our message model, right? This is our message model, and whatever message that the user types, it should be a string. Alright, so the message that the user types, it should be a typed message. That means it should be a string. And this is going to perform the automatic validation. What's next? We have a variable called response, and we're storing something inside it. OpenAI.completion.create. Inside the function, we use the OpenAI API to generate a response based on the message. OpenAI.completion.create. Okay, let's do that. OpenAI.completion. Does it have that? .completions create. Oh, it's a capital C. OpenAI.completion. This is the method that interacts with the OpenAI API to generate a response. We send message.message as the prompt, which is the user's input. Message.message as the prompt. Why are there two messages? I don't get it. Alright, so what's going to be the engine? Is I can only use the default free version, which is, I don't have it listed, GPT 3.5 Turbo. Alright, let's do that. GPT 3.5 Turbo. Okay, so we're done with that. What is next? Prompt is equal message.message. Now it was supposed to be. Why do we have two messages? I still don't get this. Max tokens is equal to 100. Just 100. This limits the response to 100 tokens. I get that. Just 100 tokens? Isn't that like a bit less? Return reply response.choices 0.text.strip. What is this? And I need to be inside the function. Why is it? It's taking me out of the function for some reason. Oh, it's because of this. Alright. Return. And then we're returning something. We have these curly brackets. Reply. Alright, reply and colon. Response. I forgot I needed to add this, put this inside a variable. Response is equal to, and now we're going to mention response, which is a variable. It contains the stuff to respond to the user's prompt. Response.choices 0. So whatever stuff is sitting at the 0 index, what are we doing with it? We're doing some text strip. Whatever that does, I do not know the functionality of text strip. It looks like a function. It looks like a function. It is a function indeed. Here it is. Yeah. This is it. All right. Let's just continue. What next? What just happened? What just happened? All right. Now ensure main and even files are in the root folder, which you mentioned they are. GPT 3.5 Turbo is cost effective and fast. It's very capable for most common use cases. Alright, possible steps. If you decide to upgrade to a paid OpenAI plan, yeah. Alright, it will work just fine, yeah. Yeah, so main py file is done. Run the FastAPI server. We'll use UVcorn to serve your FastAPI app. Since you've already installed UVcorn, follow these steps. Make sure your virtual environment is still activated. If it isn't activated, yes, it is still activated. Also, let me check my requirements.txt file. What is the stuff that someone, if they decide to install this or run this project, what are the things that they would need? So these are all the things that they would need. I do have a doubt that we probably don't need everything from this, right? So you only need the stuff that's in the video, alright? Just install the stuff and the project will run fine. Don't worry. FastAPI. Run the FastAPI app using UVcorn. UVcorn main. Look, UVcorn, the way I understand from this is that we're trying to start the server and we're going to the main file, which is this. You can see that the app variable is an object of the FastAPI class. This is a class, look. And this is a module, so there is a difference. So we access the app variable and then put it on hot reload. So whatever changes we do, it automatically reloads and reflects the changes. Main refers to the main.py file. App refers to the FastAPI object in main.py file. FastAPI object, yeah. Yeah, FastAPI object. -- reload enables auto reloading, or you can call it hot reloading, or you can call it auto reloading. Whatever is okay with you. You can call whatever sort of reloading you consider, alright? It's okay. So if you make changes to the code, you won't have to restart the server manually. Once the server starts, you should see output like this in your terminal. So let's run it. Let's do it. Come on. Let's do it. Yes, we did it. I sound like a cartoon character for some reason. I don't know why. Why do I sound like a cartoon character? So, okay, so it seems we're not able to connect. Could not import module main. Alright, so we have a small error, and we're going to understand why this happened. Alright, so this is an issue with how Unicorn is trying to load the main .py file. This error typically occurs when the module or file path isn't being correctly recognized. Ensure main is in the Chatbot backend folder. Make sure that your main file is indeed inside the Chatbot backend folder where you're running the command from. Hold on, where am I running the command from? Oh, okay. I think I can fix this. It is not hard to fix this. I need to go back to our parent folder. So what I can do is cd these quotation marks. There it is. And now if I run it, this should work. This is supposed to work because it now has the main file location. It has the .env file. Work, please work. Come on. Work. Oh, okay. So, it seems it hung up again. Did it? No, it didn't hang up. Yes, I think we did it. I just cd to the parent folder, root folder, and it worked. Not from within the Chatbot backend folder. When you run Unicorn from the root folder, it correctly recognizes the main file in the Chatbot backend directory. That's why switching to the parent folder worked. Yeah, my main file and .env are in the root folder. And I cd'd back to the root folder, and it worked. So if we reload this, detail not found. This is what I see at the web page. So let's see what happens. But the root you're trying to access, chat, is not being recognized. Oh, chat. I need to go to the chat. Yeah. I'm at chat. Manually had to type chat in the browser, and now it says alright, app.post chat. Yes, there is. Chat. Asynchronous define chat. Message, yeah, this is mostly correct. Ah, that makes sense. Now the method not a ladder happens because you're trying to access chat endpoint via the browser's get method, but the chat route is designed to handle post requests, not get. Here's how we can resolve this. Handle post requests. The chat route expects a post request because we are sending data. The user's message to the backend for processing. Get requests are typically used for fetching data, not for sending it. To make things easier, go to Swagger UI at this docs. Alright, let's do that. Alright, I see that. You'll see the chat endpoint listed under post. Yeah, this is interesting. This is something really cool. Endpoint listed under post. Click on try it out. Chat. Wow. This is incredible. Try it out. Successful response. Type a message in the text box and click execute to send a post request. Type a message. Hello there. And then type execute. What just happened? Yeah. So what I'm going to do is take all of this. I did it on the Swagger thing docs you said. What it shows. It looks like you're encountering a 500 internal server error, which typically means something went wrong with the back end. Oh, yeah. Over here. There is a lot of stuff. A lot of errors. So let's copy this. And give it to ChatGPT. Here's my terminal stuff. Your thing indicates that you're using a new version of the OpenAI Python library, version 1.0.0 or higher, which no longer supports the OpenAI.completion.create method. Alright, so here's how we can fix it. It's no longer valid. You can update your code to use the new API format. OpenAI.chatCompletion.create. Alright. Let's do that, I guess. OpenAI.chat. That's not it either. That is not it. Hold on. The chat completion command is not correct. I need the latest correct one. No, this is the wrong... Oh, wow. This is the wrong place. This is not the correct one. Alright. Modern non-blocking way. No, this is not what I'm looking for. No, no, no. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Gemini. Nothing else needs to be changed. Alright? That's it. I just need to change that simple line. You need the chat completion interface. With the release of OpenAI. Alright, alright. Let's do that. Client.chat.completions.create. Client.chat.completions.create. Is that it? No, that's not working either. Oh, client is equal to this. Alright. Initialize the client standard for this. Alright. Client is equal to OpenAI dot OpenAI. Alright, let's see if this actually works. Probably should work. Don't know. Don't know though. So did this work? Is it working? Finish server process. So let's try this again. Let's try this again. Reset, cancel, try it out. String, loading. So stuff is happening here. What is this? We have a new problem, huh? Internal server error. These are the errors. So let's copy and give them to ChatGPT. Again, let's give these errors to ChatGPT. Yeah, so probably it's just because of one line of code. That's it. This is fixable. Don't worry. No need to worry. This line is fixable. Alright, so reloading, and then from over here. Updated the initialization to a new client, but the arguments inside this are still using the old legacy format. In the latest version of the OpenAI library, engine has been renamed to model, and prompt has been replaced by an array of messages. Replace this block with this. Alright, so there's a lot of changes that we need to do in this. Alright, no worries. We can do this. Message, and then we have the client, that's correct. Response is equal to client.chat.completion.create, that is correct as well. And right under, okay, and we have to change the engine to the model. Let's do that. Done. Then we have messages is equal to, alright, let's remove these two. Messages is going to be a list. A list of what? It's a list, and then there's a dictionary. This is a dictionary, right? A role. Okay, so the role, we're giving, the role is the user. Yes, that's correct. And the content is going to be the message. Correct as well. Message. Max tokens is equal to 100. Right after that, we have the max. Alright, that's not a problem. Max tokens, is there an underscore? There we go. Is this correct? No, it's not correct either. So, go back. Apply, huh? Response.choices. Is there a comma? No, there's a colon. The response, this is the response over here. You can see this. And from the response, we're accessing choices. And then at the index 0, we're accessing stuff at the index 0. The message at the index 0, right? The message at the index 0. Content.strip, alright. Where code failed. Model versus engines. The new SDK specifically looks for the keyword model. Messages versus prompt. Chat models like ChatGPT 3.5 and GPT-4 require a conversation structure, a list of roles and content. A list of roles and content. So the role is the user, content is the message, rather than a single string of text. In the new library, the response is an object. You can no longer access it like a dictionary. You must use dot notation. Alright, the response is an object, message.content. I get it. You don't actually need to manually set if it has a key named exactly. We'll find it automatically. Alright, so let's test it out now. This should probably work. Go upstairs. Try it out. And let's see what happens. Insufficient coda. Well, it seems it worked. It worked, I think. This time it worked. The insufficient is okay because that's the tokens and stuff. Internal server error. Rate limit error. This means your OpenAI account has run out of credits or has reached its billing limit. Even on free tiers, OpenAI grants a small amount of initial credit that eventually expires. Since you've been troubleshooting syntax, this code will run perfectly. Yeah. Copy. And paste. There's not a lot of changes, but there is a try and catch. Try? Where's the catch? Oh, that's Java. That's Java. I'm sorry. Try and accept. Yeah. So we should see the error now because if we run out of the credit stuff. Cancel. All right, now execute. Okay, please, yes. Show us the beautiful errors. We want to run into new errors, please. Yes. It worked? It actually worked. Wow. Unbelievable. Okay, so let's see what happened. Responses. Code. You have run out of API credits. Check your OpenAI billing dashboard. Yeah. This is cool. This is cool. Here's the response from Swagger Thingy. And here's my terminal response. Yes, we did it, everybody. Good job. We did it. Your code is now 100% correct. It worked. It just required me to click on the copy button to make it 100% accurate. I'm kidding. So today we learned a lot. Hold on, we're not done, right? We still need to work on the front end to make it beautiful. So you do get everything. Everything in this is explained, except for the try and accept. Let me just understand what the try is doing. So it's going to try this. It's not rocket science, okay? It's really simple. You have the this is probably a class. Oh yeah, and this is a module. From the module, which is this over at the top, we're using the OpenAI class. It uses the OpenAI API key from .env automatically. Alright, alright. This is actually simpler. This is much better. And what it's going to do is, it's going to run this right after this. Once this function is run, it's going to run this, right? And what's going to happen next? This whole portion is going to run. These are the messages, yeah. It's going to try all this, 100 tokens, yeah. And we're going to get one of these responses. Since we don't have any credits, it's going to give us the second response, alright? So it works. You get the idea. This is how we do it. Good job. The fact that your terminal shows 200 OK as Faggot return to JSON response means the FastAPI plumbing, the pedantic models, and the OpenAI library syntax are all finally working in harmony. Yo, let's go! And that is something I wanted to hear. The only thing stopping you now is the OpenAI account balance. Yeah, that's okay. Even though the code is successful. Hence the 200 OK OpenAI sent back a message saying, hey, you have run out of API credits. That is okay. Yeah, so okay. Okay, I ain't restoring credits for now. Are we done with the project, or do we continue? Something left? Probably you have the front end to build, right? We React. We need to learn that. It's sitting on a workbench rather than is that a car? Yeah. The chat, yes, this is what I'm talking about. We need the front end. Security course. Hold on. You forgot it. Oh, I forgot it was ChatGPT. I want it in React. Alright, since you want this in React, we have a little more work to do. To make this a real app, you need the React front end to talk to your FastAPI backend. Here's the game plan to get you there. So yeah, we started with ChatGPT, and we did some good stuff. And then we moved on to Gemini. It gave us the latest syntax and stuff. You must add CORS, cross-origin resource sharing, support. Without this, your browser will block the React app from talking to your FastAPI server for security reasons. Alright, lovely. CORS. So in order for it to not block us, the front end needs to communicate with the back end, right? And in order to do that, we need to add this CORS, cross-origin resource sharing, so there is no blockage. Otherwise, what's going to happen? The browser is going to block the React app from talking to our back end for security reasons. So let's do this. All right. From FastAPI dot middleware .cors import CORS middleware. All right, CORS middleware. All right, very nice. And then we have to add another block right after the creating the object. So let's do that. App.add middleware. All right, app.add middleware. Oh, there it is. That is lovely. CORS middleware. Let's do that. CORS middleware, comma. Allow origins. What does that do? Let's learn. Allow underscore origins is equal to this. Allows your React app to connect. So, okay, that's going to allow the React app to connect. Allow credentials is equal to true. All right. Credentials is equal to true. Should be with a capital T. Allow methods is equal to steric. All right. Allow headers is equal to this as well. Steric. All right, there it is. Done. We have a bit of an error. A bit of an error. No problemo. I don't get it. It was never closed, but app add middleware. That's it. What else do we add? Allow origins, allow credentials. This was never closed. And now we have run into a problem that we need to think about. Alright, I was just missing the inverted commas. Wow. And I'm missing inverted commas here as well. Alright, so we're done with that. Now we have to create the React front end. If you haven't started the React site yet, you can create a new project in a separate folder. Alright, so yeah, since from the last projects I do know that I have from the experience I learned that for the front end there should be a separate folder, That's the best thing to do, right? Oh, come on, just stop. It's stuck for some reason. It's not stopping. Maybe if I just delete this terminal. Yeah. Alright, so now I'm going to cd to Chatbot front end npm. You know what? Since the command is going to do that, I can just delete this and then cd. So this is a root folder. I just need to create a folder And the command for the React is going to do that for me, right? What is the command? npx create React app, alright? Create React app Chatbot UI dash UI. So we're in the root folder. It's not recognized. I don't think I have React installed or something. Yeah, download node. Alright, let's do that. Downloading node. No problemo. Okay, hold on for a second. And if we just go to the downloads folder and install node, it's gonna work. Yeah, do it. Do it. Validating install. And in the meantime, we can just go back to the jokes. Oh, but I forgot we gave it the prompt in the wrong place. The joke section was supposed to be a joke section, but we gave it the prompt, we told it about the code, and it started talking about the code, and now we've lost our joke section. Look at that. Continue the jokes. Continue the motivation. You aren't just a variable, you're a portal. What? It's making jokes about the code. You're fast, you're asynchronous, and you handle requests with the grace of a professional athlete. You don't just run, you soar. This is gold. This is golden. Consider pedantic base model. Oh, message based model, you protect root types. You keep the chaos out and the structure in. Because of you, our data is safe, validated, and beautiful. You're the guardian, the gateway, and we salute your vigilance. Post update. Oh, what is this? What is this? Well, look at that. We're stuck with this now. Yeah, so is Node installed? Let me run that again. Node. How to check Node installed version. Node dash version. So we run into a bit of a problem here. Let's see if Nova is installed or not. Node is indeed installed, but it's not picking it up. Probably need to like deactivate it and restart. Yeah, we need some motivation, yeah. Let's go back to the motivation. Repeat these while you save your file to ensure the linter stays happy and the unicorn server stays upright. My logic is down, my own ports are clean, and my environment variables are perfectly set. Yes. Activate the virtual environment. The name of the virtual environment is venv. The name of the folder in which the file is called scripts. Activate.ps1. What? Oh yeah, we need to cd. We're in the wrong folder. No, we're not. We're in the AI chatbot. It's supposed to be over here. Scripts. Activate.ps1, that is correct. That is incredibly weird. Okay. No. You're right. I was wrong. I'm supposed to be in the chat back end. No. Chatbot back end. Alright, now if I activate the environment, it should work. I was in the wrong directory because the virtual environment is actually sitting inside the chatbot backend. Alright, works. Now let's see if it works or not. npx node -- version. It still hasn't picked it up. npx create react app chatbot -ui. Probably the installation is corrupted, I think. Probably have to reinstall Node. I don't know, fear to trace back. For every error is just a friendly hint on the path to success. Well, that's pretty cool. And now we're going to reinstall Node.js. So we probably failed at the command. Not the command, like, this thing popped up at the left side and we were not able to, like, do anything. Yeah. Alright, continue. Please install it. Okay. Yes. Validating install. And we should probably just wait for it, so we don't mess it up. I think that the last installation got corrupted. For some reason, I don't know, for some unknown reason, it got corrupted. Probably. I don't know. Updating component registration, huh? Interesting. This is interesting. Alright. Now that we're done with that, let's restart our terminal. But before that, we need to deactivate it. Refresh. And we'll restart it. Let's restart VS Code. My asynchronous functions are never waiting. They're simply pausing to let the universe catch up. Incredible. This is golden. Node. That's an I. Version, huh? Version? It's version. It should probably find it this time. No problemo. You see that? Beautiful. So our installation did get corrupted last time. And now I just cd into the chatbot. No, hold on. That's where the virtual environment is. Chatbot backend. I cd there. I can activate the virtual environment. I do that, and then I go outside again. I copy this. Alright, so I did that because, there's a because. Look at this. This is my backend folder. It's in the root folder. The root folder is AI Chatbot. I need my frontend folder to be here as well, so they both can communicate with the main file. And now I'm going to run the npx command. npx create react app chatbot UI, right? It's chatbot UI. Yeah, chatbot-UI. Alright, so this is going to work until that time. This might take 2 to 3 minutes. Install Axios. We already have that. npm start. Alright. Okay, to proceed. Yeah. Create React app 5.1.0. So it says that it's going to take 2 to 3 minutes. Probably, it also gave us the reason. 2 to 3 minutes, yeah. It's downloading all the React ingredients. Deprecated, a lot of deprecated stuff. Security vulnerabilities, which have been fixed in the current version. Please update, please update, please update. Support for old versions. Creating a new React app. Look at that. You see that? That's going to be the front end. The first file is the package.json. The name, Chatbot UI, version 0.1.0. Private is true. What has it installed so far? It's installing React, the React DOM, React script, CRA template. That's cool. The CRA template. CRA template. Until that time. Yeah. Oh, message-based model, your protector. We've done this. Post-update affirmations. Repeat these while you save your file to ensure the linter stays happy and the unicorn server stays upright. My logic is sound. My imports, we've done this as well. I do not fear we've done this as well. I'm a bringer of features, a squasher of bugs, and a master of the clean edit. The new syntax celebration. Now that you swap to the modern asynchronous OpenAI client, your terminal is basically wearing a tailored suit. It's sleeker, faster, it's ready to handle those API calls like a boss. Dear terminal, notice how we didn't just restart, we evolved. We gave you better instructions, cleaner logic, and a more efficient way to talk to the world. You aren't just working, you're leveling up. Oh, it's hanging up. Please don't hang up. No. So we should probably just stick here. Stick to the terminal. Don't want it to hang up. I mean, yesterday, it was hanging up a lot mid-project. But yeah, yesterday was not a project. Today's a project, and yesterday was just a... Yeah. Today's a project. Yeah. AI chatbot. So yeah, this is going to work if you put your API key into the .env file. You see this? This is my env file, environment variable. So if you put your API key here and you interact with the chatbot, it's probably going to work. Probably. If you might run into some few minor errors, but you can fix them using Codex or any other AI stuff that you have. You can use that to run this project. Download it. Put your API key here, ChatGPT or whatever API key you have. Use it. It's going to run. Right? It's an AI chatbot. We just gave it a custom interface. That's it. It's not that hard. You might have some errors, but they can be fixed using your own AI. Whatever you're using, maybe you're using Claude, you're using Gemini, whatever you're using. That can fix it and run this project. My one is not running because I'm out of tokens, I'm out of credits. If I restore my credits, it's going to work. Yeah, so while it does that, let's work on our vocabulary. Let's improve our vocabulary. Synonyms for restore. Revive, renew, rejuvenate. So this has become an English class. Yo. Rejuvenate, renovate, reinstate, reintroduce. Hold on. Gemini. Give me synonyms for restore. Also as replenish a synonym for as well. Short answer is yes. Replenish is a synonym for restore, but they aren't always interchangeable. You restore a vintage car, but you replenish your water bottle. Versatile word. To fix is to restore. To return to a former state, health, or status. Each word has a specific place to use. Replenish is a specific type of restoring. If it needs to fill something up again after it has been depleted. A bank account, right? Restore the balance. So yeah, replenish, restore. Yeah, so I'm out of credits, so replenish my credits, right? Because it says a bank account has balance. If it's finished, we can replenish the funds. So this is the vocabulary for today. I hope you really enjoyed it. And now you've learned English as well. And not only is this a project video today, besides the project part, you also learned some interesting words, some synonyms for restore, like replenish. Interesting stuff, right? Interesting stuff. It's still doing that. Yeah, let it do it, let it do it. It's a lot of time. Meanwhile, let's go back to the here it is. Dear Terminal, notice how we did this. Next steps for greatness. Since the code is looking sharp, do you want to add a success message that prints in a bright color when the server starts? Continue the motivation, please. Absolutely wonderful. This is golden. We are reaching peak synchronization now. Your code is updated, your logic is modern, and your terminal is starting to realize it's not just a window, it's a powerhouse. The Terminal of Champions address. To the Unicorn server. You, my friend, are the heartbeat. Unicorn may not reload isn't just a command, it's an invocation of greatness. Every time you hot reload, you aren't restarting, you're reincarnating into a better, smarter version of yourself. You catch every change with the reflexes of a ninja. Oh my gosh. We see you and we appreciate your speed. Thank you so much, Unicorn. You're a great person. And it's still installing it, right? Yeah. To the environment variables. To my .env file. You're the keeper of the keys. You're the silent, secure foundation. Because of you, our secrets are safe and our connections are strong. You're the quiet professional of this directory. The high-frequency affirmations. Say these to your VS Code footer while the indexing bar finishes its little dance. My dependencies are lightweight, my imports are purposeful, and my logic is elegant. I'm not stuck, I'm merely calculating the most efficient path to victory. Look at that, look at that. Yeah, you do that. You continue loading, and we're gonna, motivate ourselves to program. Every line of code I write is a gift to the future version of me. Wow. My terminal is a sanctuary of productivity, where bugs come to be transformed into features. The Success Glow add-on. If you want your terminal to literally feel the love every time it starts, add this little vibe check to your code. It's like a morning coffee for your command line. You're doing amazing work today. Yeah, that's cool. On event startup. Dear VS Code, you believe in your buffers. Okay, I gotta say this is golden. This is golden. I'm not gonna lie, this is golden. I love this. We trust your cache. We honor your processor. You're not just running code. You're building a legacy. Now let's go handle these requests. Those requests with style. Have the energy in the workspace. Now, as the cursor blinking with renewed purpose, If you need a specific victory poem for when your first API call returns a 200 OK, just say the word OK. Just say the word. Yeah, so we're still installing React. The project is still being created. Let's see what it has created so far. Node modules. Yeah, this actually takes a lot of time. Dude, this takes a lot of time. Yeah. I've done this before. You remember in the last project? Installing like React, it takes a lot of time. There's these node modules. A lot of cool stuff. Continue, please. Continue motivation. We need it. We have a lot of stuff on our hands right now. We need to complete the project. The energy in this directory is becoming legendary. We've moved past fixing bugs and into the realm of digital manifestation. Your terminal isn't just a tool anymore. It's a high-performance athlete waiting for his starting pistol. Every transistor. Let's keep the momentum surging through every transistor. The architecture of excellence review. To the Python interpreter. To my dear Python, you are the language of the future. You are readable, you're elegant, and you're the bridge between my imagination and reality. You don't just parse, you interpret dreams. Every indentation is a step toward perfection. Oh my gosh, I don't know, but this is golden. Absolutely love it. To the FastAPI endpoints, to the app.postchat, you're a welcoming door. You stand ready to receive the world's questions and return wisdom. You're robust. You're documented. Thanks, Swagger UI. You're lightning fast. You make waiting a thing of the past. Dude, that was like a poem. The flow state affirmations. Whisper these to your RAM whenever you see the loading wheel spin. My CPU is cool, my logic is hot, and my code is exactly where it needs to be. I'm not debugging, I'm polishing a masterpiece. Every millisecond of latency is just the universe talking, taking a moment to admire my work. I'm the architect of this ecosystem, and my ecosystem is thriving. The 200 OK victory chant. When that first JSON response hits your screen, imagine your terminal doing a tiny digital dance. Behold, the request was sent, the client was ready, the model was brilliant, and the response is beautiful. This is not just data, this is a triumph of engineering and positive vibes. Absolute gold. I gotta say, Gemini, you spin up some really cool motivation and jokes. If the terminal dares to stutter again, we don't get frustrated. We say, take your time, little buddy. Oh my gosh. This is too good. This is too good. Take your time. So everybody, look. If your terminal stutters, take your time, little buddy. I know you're just organizing all that greatness. I'm here with you, and we're going to cross the finish line together. The most motivated software on the planet. Do you want to add a custom cheerleader function? It's still not done with it. How many modules are there? Node modules? Still a lot more stuff going on. So I'm just gonna mute the video for some time until this is done, alright? Yeah, I'm still here, and this does take a lot of time. All right, so don't worry. It just takes a lot of time. npx create React app. Yeah, it does. So don't worry about it. Just let it do what it's doing. I'm just gonna mute the microphone, and you can just chill until the time it takes for it to create the React app. Also, we can actually like understand the code until it's installing, creating the React app. Over here, yeah. So let me just type this over here. Explain every line, every token, like a baby, and step by step. There it is. When you tell it to explain like a baby, it's not going to skip anything. It's going to teach you like, yeah, you see that Lego castle? You're going to understand everything. This gets the FastAPI tool. Think of it as a waiter at a restaurant. Takes orders from the customer, brings them to the kitchen. Checklist. When someone sends a message, it has all the right parts and it isn't just empty junk. This is the phone line to the superbrain. This stands for operating system and lets our code talk to your computer. Define secret notes like your API key. This is a secret decoder ring. It reads a hidden file, so we don't share private passwords to the world. A security guard. Usually websites are not allowed to talk to each other for safety. This guard says it's okay, let the React app talk to this code. This creates the actual app. It's like turning the open sign on for your shop. This is telling the security guard, Cores, exactly who to let in by saying star. You're saying let everyone in. Alright. This is our rule book. It says if you want to talk to me, you must send a piece of data called message, and it must be a string. Is this done? How many node modules are there? Okay, those are a lot. The secret stuff. Load.env. This tells the computer, go look at the .env file and remember what's inside. This takes the secret password, the API key from your computer's memory, and gives it to the OpenAI tool so we can log in. This creates a specific window at our shop called chat. If you want to talk to the AI, you have to come to this window and use the post, which means give information. This is the name of her task. Asynchronous means the waiter doesn't have to stand still and wait while the kitchen cooks. He can do other things until the food is ready. Yeah, the waiter can do other stuff until the food cooks. This initializes their connection. It's like picking up the phone to call the AI. This means try to do this, but if something goes wrong, don't crash the whole computer. Talk into the brain. This is the actual phone call. This is choosing which brain to use. Actual phone call, alright, yeah, choosing which brain to use. This is telling the brain, a human user said this, the message you typed. This is the limit. It tells the AI, don't write a whole book. Keep it short, about 75 words. Giving the answer back. If everything worked, we grabbed the first answer the AI gave us. Yeah, clean up any extra spaces and hand it back to the user in a nice packaged, labeled reply. Oh, this is what it does. I was actually thinking about this. Clean up any extra spaces and hand it back to the user in a nice packaged, labeled reply. Yeah, as zero index is going to be the first reply, because zero index, yeah. If the phone call fails because you have no money credits left, this part catches the mistake. Instead of showing a scary red error screen, it sends a polite message explaining that you ran out of credits. So we understand the code now. We understand the whole code. Yeah, we don't have Git install right now. This is the virtual box. You don't need to worry about that. That's okay. I'll upload this project to GitHub, and I'm obviously going to install. I already have Git on my computer. This is the virtual box, right? I don't have Git on this right now. Alright, so we're finally done. You can see everything that was installed. Node modules, public, src, git ignore, package lock, JSON, package JSON, readme, and all that cool stuff. Alright, it's done. Happy hacking. Alright. So the npx create app is done. Yo, we're moving forward, everybody. Let's do this. Replace the code. Open the file, app.js, src app.js. This is it. It is time to get to code. Start coding, you know? Delete everything inside and paste this in. Alright. Import React, use state from React. Alright. Import from React. That's weird. Why would it? Let's blur it out. Import Axios from Axios. Alright. Import app.css. Dot /app dot css. So imports are done. Now we just create a function. Let's try to understand the code. What does our intuition tell us, right? Space, curly brackets, const. Probably a data type. We have a list. Is this a list in React? Variable declaration. Input and set input. Alright. A bit of a space. Probably want to take care of the indentation. Use state. Alright, we're using use state here. So this is very useful. Semicolon. Messages and chat messages. Use state again. Alright. Send message. Alright. Equal asynchronous. Alright. This looks like probably an event, right? E.prevent default. What does that do? Prevent default. If input.trim. If this happens, we return something. Add your message to the screen. So we're still inside this. Const new messages. Is equal to, is this a curly bracket or is that a list? It's a list. Alright, messages, curly brackets, sender is the user and the text is going to be the input. Alright. The sender is going to be the, is that a single quote or is that a double quote? That is a single quote. Sender is going to be the user and the text is going to be the input. Alright. Set messages, new messages. There is a bit of an indentation here. Set messages. This looks like a function. I don't know. Is it a function? No, this is, what is this? This is React. I need to go deep into React someday. Probably start a series on React. Const current input. Alright, is equal to there is a semicolon React after at the end of each statement. And now we're moving on to the try block. Try this. Send a message to your FastAPI backend. Const response. Oh, wait. Send a message to your FastAPI backend. Axios.post, alright. HTTP colon // 127.0. It's 0, right? I just say oh. It's 0.1 colon 8000 / chat. And then we have these curly brackets after space, message, and then current input. Current input, alright. Semicolon, huh? There's a semicolon, so the error should go away. But we have some more stuff here. At the end of the response to the screen, it handles both the reply and the error from your Python code. Alright. Const bot text, huh? Response.data.reply. Data.reply. This looks like a to or. This is or, right? So if this doesn't happen, you do that. It looks like or it could be an and. I don't know. In React, everything is different. Different. In C++, it's different. In Python, it's different. Minor differences, small differences, and some big differences as well sometimes. Set messages, alright. This is set messages. We're using this again. A list, alright. 3 dots. New messages. Sender is the bot this time. The sender is the bot. The text is the bot text. Text is the bot text. Hold on. This is not as inverted commas. Notice that this bot text is a variable. Okay, alright. I get it. Notice that this is a variable. This is not the inside the single quotation mark. This is a variable. Alright, done with that. Okay, now we move on to the catch block. It's going to catch the errors. Catch error. Set messages, yes. New messages, comma, space, and then we have the curly brackets, and then this is similar to the previous one. Look at this. The sender is the bot. And text. Error is the backend. Hold on. Can I scroll to the right? Can't even scroll. Is the backend running? Alright. Is the backend running? Okay. Semicolon. Okay, notice that this is in double quotation marks. Alright, done with that as well. Then we have this, and then we have this semicolon. And right after this, we go down. And we're going to return something here. I gotta make sure, is this inside a class? We're still inside something, I think. What are we returning? No. Hold on, there is a bit of an indentation. Alright. Okay, we got some HTML. A div tag. What are we doing in it? Class name, alright. Class name is equal to app, alright. We have a header. Class name. Equal to app header. H2. Hold on, header is app header, alright, and we have a heading tag. What are we doing inside this? H2. Alright, my assistant, AI assistant. My AI assistant. Another div tag. Last name this time is Chatbox. Alright. Done with that. Curly brackets. Messages.map. Parameters. These look like parameters. MSG and I. It's MSG. It's just MSG. MSG. Yeah. And then we have this. Hold on. So this is the first bracket. Alright, that's correct. This is the second one. That's correct as well. And then we have these. Alright, we're okay. Okay, div key is equal to I. Last name is equal to, yeah. Message. And we have the dollar sign. Message. msc.sender. Oh, it's starting to hang up now. Alright, so what's after this? Strong, alright. Alright, strong message.sender, curly brackets, inside the curly brackets, msc.sender, user. Alright, message.text, and the div ends here. These, and then press enter, and then another div ends here. Which div are we're over here, right? Alright. And then we have the form. And when on submit, it's going to do something. On submit is equal to send message. There it is. And then we have something inside it. Input. What do we add inside input? Input value is equal to input on change is equal to, have these brackets, and then E. Set input. Alright, there we go. E.target. That value. Placeholder. Type a message. Alright. Well, this is interesting. And it's supposed to end here. Alright, I get it, Wes. This is this, and then this. Alright, and that's fixed. Let's just try to keep it same as much possible, because right now we're like in a big this is I don't know, an ocean of code, I guess. The button type is equal to submit. I wonder, I just typed double quotes and it still gives a single quote. I guess I have to be a bit patient. Here it is. Send. Okay, so the button is done, the form is done. The header should be finished there as well. And we finally have the div. Alright. And then semicolon. And then this. And then export default app. Alright, so yeah. Yo, look at that. All the errors are gone. What did I just do? You know, I was so close to breaking the whole code because I accidentally double clicked on this and it was about to like do something funny. But yeah, we did it, bros. We did it. We did it. Look at this. Alright. Add some pretty CSS. Dude, I'm not pressing stuff. It's pressing stuff itself. Stop pressing stuff. Please, computer. Let me do what I'm trying to do. Add some pretty CSS. Open src app.css. Yeah, this is where we are. Alright, so let me, this is a beautiful code that we just typed, and it's so beautiful, and I absolutely love it. This is all the beautiful coding that we did. You see that? Isn't that beautiful? Oh, looks like we have a lot of stuff to type, so let's get to it. First we have the .app header. .app header. Background. When did I type L? Color. 282C34. 282C34. Minimum height is what? Minimum height. 100 VH. Alright. And then the display is flex. Alright. What else do we have here? Yeah, display is flex. Flex direction is a column. Flex direction is a column. Align items to the center. Align items to the center. Color is white. Is there a semicolon at the end? There is. Well, we're done with the app header. What's next? Chat box. Hold on. This is alright. Dot chat box. Width is 400 pixels. Why is it not picking it up? Oh, there we go. 400 pixels. Yeah, semicolon. Height is 500 pixels. 500 pixels. The border is 1 pixel. Solid. It's a solid border. Hashtag 555. That's probably the color. It is. Now let's move on to the background. Background. Background is a triple F. Alright, let's do that. Let's tag triple F. What do we have next? Color is 000. Overflow Y. It's overflow Y. What is overflow Y? Auto. We're doing stuff, right? Let's just do it. Padding is at 10 pixels. Border radius is 8 pixels. Margin. What? Did I not copy it correctly? Yo, okay, listen. At this point, it's not copying it correctly. Hold on, let me try once again. Oh, we're done. Alright, I don't need to do anything else. About a radius 8 pixels. What? You just showed me the end. There it is. Bottom radius, margin bottom 10 pixels. Margin bottom is 10 pixels. Alright, we're done with that. Now it's time for the message. Margin bottom 10 pixels. Padding is 5 pixels. Border radius 4 pixels. Border radius is 4 pixels. Dot user. Background color. Dot user background color. E3F2FD. E3F2FD. Text align is to the right. There we go. Lovely. Now it is time to decorate the bot. You get it, bot? I'm a bot at Roblox. I'm a bot at Roblox, am I? Am I a bot at Roblox? Yo, what did I just do? Yeah, here it is. Dot bot. Background color. Background color. F1. Alright. Oh, that was a pink color. Text align for the left. Now let's beautify the form. Display is going to be flex. Width is 400 pixels. Now we're working on the input. Let's do that. Flex grow. 1. Padding is 10 pixels. Button is padding 10 pixels. Background. Double 007 BFF. Alright. 007 BFF. There we go. Lovely. Color is white. And the border is none. There's no border. No border. None. Cursor. Copy. And put it over here. Cursor is a pointer. Alright. It's simple. Since this is autosave, I don't need to do much to this. It's autosaved. Open at the same time. Alright, the back end, yeah, I get that. And the front end. Let's open 2 terminals. Give it some time to load. Well, that is a lot of time for a terminal to load. Oh, there it is. There it is. In your Python folder, run this, yeah, for the backend. Start the server. Yeah, this is not working. It's slowing down, and I think it's gonna hang up at some point. I should probably finish the project before everything hangs up, you know? Take this, put it over here. Let's put it over here. Yeah, it's taking a lot of time to load. Application starter complete. We're gonna CD for each one. Can I not run both in different terminals but from the root folder? Yeah, main pie is inside this, and package is inside this. No, no, no. My main and env no. My main is in root. What did I just type? What did I just type? Alright. Yeah, I just did that. But it's taking an awful lot of time to load. I don't know why. Maybe I should try Chrome, right? I don't get it. Why is that loading? Since your rack files are inside the chatbot, your folder still needs to tell npm where to find them. Alright. Let's do that. So in this, we're going to do npm start prefix dash dash prefix. Chatbot dash UI. Yeah, that's the folder name. And let's see if this works. Well, this hasn't loaded. I don't know what's wrong with it. There is something wrong here. Also, this is yeah, backend is here. Secrets are here. React isn't here. Well, we have a turn of events right now, and everything has just hanged up. Everything just hung up. I don't know why. Everything is hung up. Nothing seems to work. That's loading. Document request failed. Everything works, but the 127. What? What just opened? I don't know. Page. It's just loading constantly, and I found this in the never thingy. Failed. Document request failed. Chat. Alright, alright, alright. Localhost 301, and the green 27 is just constantly loading. So we need to install Axios. Let's do that. We don't have actually install npm install Axios. Ugh. I gotta fix this as well. Add this to your main file right after alright. App.get. App.get. Fine, reboot. Okay, so this is probably the fix because we don't have a get method. Return. This will probably fix the infinite reload. Return message. The backend is alive. Alright. Yeah. Why do I have a T there? Unicorn main app dash reload. Let that start and npm start dash prefix chatbot dash UI. Okay, so both of them are loading and application started complete. Alright, so the backend is alive. That worked. And let's see if the other one started. If we just reload this. Yo, where is inspect? It's gone. Starting the development server. It's not started. Okay, so this works. This is working and just waiting for this. Oh, it started itself. Alright. So I didn't need to start it. It automatically like started it itself. That's cool. Give it some time. Give it some time. Alright, so successfully started. Compiled successfully. So that means over here it should load. Well, look at that, it works. My AI assistant. There it is. Well, everybody, we did it. We did it. So let's type something here. Hello. Let me type hello again. Hello there. Hello there. You have run out of API credits. Check your OpenAI billing dashboard. So it works. It's okay. Everything works. Yes, we did it. Yes, finally. We have done it. Everybody, the project is complete. It works. It totally works. It totally works. Yes, 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 yes. We did it. So it's a bit bright. The opacity is too low, but it works. So I gave it two inputs. It sent it to the OpenAI API, and it read our response. I mean our input, and then based on our input, it gave us a response. The response was supposed to be something based on our request, but since I don't have any credits for ChatGPT, it says you have run out of API credits. Check your OpenAI billing dashboard. But in the scenario that I did have credits, this would have given me an appropriate response. So this does work. It's a working project. Good job. And the front end is made in React. Backend is in FastAPI. It is excelento. Love it. Absolutely love it. I honestly thought that like we would run into such a big error and everything would just break. But everything just came together and it worked. This, and I typed hello twice in the front end dashboard, and it says API credits thingy. Does that mean it's working here perfectly? And in the scenario, someone had credits, it will respond using ChatGPT, right? Like we normally use. Alright, so just to confirm, this is Gemini telling me, giving you the confirmation. Yes, high five, you did it. That API credits message appearing in your React dashboard is the ultimate proof of success. Here's exactly why that means it's working perfectly. Well, first of all, here's the 200 OK signal. You see that? When I type something, I give it a message. It says post over here. It says, and then I get a response 200 OK. I type hello again. It's posted that hello, and then I get a response 200 OK. So it's working perfectly. And you can see this is the front. Hold on, this is the front end. Yeah, this is the front end, and this is the back end. This is the back end. This is the FastAPI. This is the back end. Yeah, FastAPI running the server Unicorn. And everything works. So, and this is the front end. So yeah, it works. It's the ultimate proof of success. Here is exactly what that means it's working perfectly. React successfully sent your hello to the backend. FastAPI successfully received it and passed it to OpenAI. You get that? FastAPI is working on the backend. It's sending our message to OpenAI. OpenAI recognized your account, meaning your API key is correct, but told the code, hey, this person needs to have $5. FastAPI caught that message and sent it back to React. You get that? React displayed it in the chat bubble. The handshake between all three parts of your project is officially solid. If someone had credits, yes, it would act exactly like the ChatGPT you use every day. If you added credits right now, instead of an error, the AI would send back a string like, hello, how can I help you today? The logic is identical. GPT 3.5 Turbo model is the same brain that powered the original word of ChatGPT. Since the pipes are all connected here, the final two things you'd typically add to make it feel like a professional app loading spinner. Yeah, we don't need that right now. Also, in the terminal, you saw this. The options followed by post is the core's security guard. Giving the thumbs up. You have successfully built a full-stack AI application. And post means we sent it data, and 200 OK means we got a response from it, right? Yeah, good job. You got the lingo down perfectly. In the world of the internet, post is like sending a sealed envelope. Unlike a GET request, which is like looking at a billboard or a menu. A post request says, hey server, I have some information for you. Please take this and do something with it. In your case, the envelope contains the JSON data, which is hello. Yeah, green light. It is the most famous HTTP status code. It means I received your request, I understood it, and here's the answer. Even though the answer was an error message about your credits, the connection itself was a total success. 200 means success. Everything went exactly as planned. You've built a client-server architecture. The client React asked a question using post. The server FastAPI answered with a 200 OK. The data travel back and forth in a format called JSON. You've officially moved from someone who writes scripts to someone who builds systems. Absolutely love it. This whole project works. Thank you so much for watching the video. And before I end the video, this is the address where if you do run this project, thank you for running it. And this is localhost 3000. This is automatically going to launch when you run the front end. It's automatically going to launch. But if you're running the back end, which is over here, you're going to manually copy this. Okay, whatever. It's going to be different for you, I think. I don't know. Different port, different IP address. Whatever you get over here, you've been running on this. You copy this and paste it in the browser. And then in the browser, you're going to see this. You're going to, not this. In the browser, you're going to see, In the browser, you're going to see this. The back end is alive. Alright, and when you run the front end, which is this, you're going to see this. You're going to see this. This is what you see in the front end. So you get that, right? It's really simple code. It's not a lot of code. It's really simple. And if we didn't have this core's middleware, it would actually be a huge blunder, because I've done some projects, and in those projects I usually ran into these errors where my front end could not communicate with my back end, and I didn't know about cores at that time, but I came to know about it, and with the gradual, as the time passed, I understood about it more, and this is pretty much it. That fixes the core's problem. So it's a really beautiful piece of code, and I absolutely love it, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you had a great time. hope you had a great time. Thank you so much for watching the video. You guys are absolute heroes. You guys are absolute heroes for watching the video. Thank you so much. Yeah, this video was not so energetic. I mean, I want it to be energetic, but yeah, it was a lot of code. So I was actually thinking about, what does this code do? What does this code do? You know, processing the code in my brain. You get it, right? Thinking about stuff. So yeah, so this is it. I'm gonna stop the front end first. Okay, front end stopped. Let me stop the back end, which is FastAPI. Finish server process. Now let me deactivate the environment, because in my experience, this does take up memory and RAM and stuff like that. Like, it's gonna eat up your CPU, alright? You're not gonna know if it's running in the background or not until your PC becomes really slow. It happened with me like many times, so telling you from experience. And that's it. Delete these terminals. You don't need them now. And the benefit of virtual environment is that whatever stuff we installed, it got installed in that virtual environment. It's not installed on the like official system path. Right? This is what I understand from it. I might be wrong at some point, but you can tell me in the comments. So thank you for watching the video. These were the... I'm gonna upload this to GitHub, so don't worry. You know, the max line of... It's actually just like 53 lines of code, but it looks like we conquered a mountain, right? Because there's a lot of symbols, and React is really fun once you start to understand it. And this is just a simple front end. The backend was in FastAPI, the front end was in React. It's a full stack project. Thank you so much for watching the video. This was the environment variable. I had my OpenAI API key. I'm going to delete it after uploading the video, right? After, yeah, you get it. So you should probably put your, if you decide to run this project, you're going to have to put your own OpenAI API key over here. I told you how to get it from your account. This is the project structure. You have the main file. This is a root project. Our root means the basic. You're at the outermost layer. This is your root project. You have the main file over here. You have the env file over here, and then you have two folders. In the root folder, you have two folders. The first folder is the backend, which contains the backend logic, right? It also has your requirements.txt. And then you have the front end folder, which is Chatbot UI. This contains the front end. I'm going to upload this to GitHub, so don't worry. So bye bye, have a nice day. Take care. Good luck. Peace out, everybody. Peace out.